Hello, everybody. This is Crumbs. No, 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 no. I keep on doing it. I'm not used to using this channel for reactions. This is Dion Garth Rams, which I'm possibly thinking of changing the channel name. And if you guys have any ideas on what I can change it to, feel free to do so. Anyway, this is going to be my thoughts on The Loud House episode 3. And there are obviously two episodes to one two episodes to one episode, I guess. I guess that's what you would call it. Like with Teen Titans Go, there's two little episodes in one episode, I guess. Anyway, the first episode was dang it, I was just looking at it. Dang it. Hang on. Hello. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it was Driving Miss Hazy, I think. Oh, now I get the parody. It's Driving Miss Daisy is what the parody is of, I think. If I'm wrong, could somebody correct me? But anyway, yeah, this is about Lori being the only one in the household because she's obviously the oldest, I think. Having her driver's license. Essentially, she's using that to get favors from people. Like essentially, like if you want to ride to the mall, for example, you have to like do my laundry or something like that, essentially. And everybody is sick and tired of it because, well, no one would like that. And I apologize for the stupid lighting. Ugh, stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know why the lighting has to be like this. I apologize. If I could figure out how to make it better, I would. I just don't know how, because I'm not good with either cameras or that. That up there. I'm not good with getting that set up, because that's just a ceiling fan light. Anyway, yeah. Essentially, all the other kids are sick of it, and Lincoln thinks he's got an idea of getting out of it by getting Lenny. I think it was Lenny. To the second oldest, I'm guessing, to try and help her get her license. And apparently she's failed, like, how many times was it? I don't remember how many times, but I assume it was in the double digits, I think. If someone could correct me, that'd be great, because I'm not rewatching the episode at this point. Just to find out that little bit of information. But yeah, she's apparently failed the test many times, and no one wants to give her no one wants to test her, essentially. And, quick question. If this is a spoiler for a future episode, then let me know that, and then I won't have I'll wait on the answer. But I've been saying that Lenny is stupid in this episode. Is she stupid, or is it something else? Like, Dion apparently thinks that she's autistic. Is she autistic, or is it something else? Because she's definitely not all there when it comes to like brains, for example. Because she's not smart. Because she apparently isn't good when it comes to memorizing information, like on how to drive, for example. I mean, she knows how to, turn the key, drive, and all that, but she just doesn't know the parts of the car. And I think it's probably that she's not good at retaining information, possibly. Like she's got bad memory, essentially, like I do, because I'll think of something, I'll work on something, like I get an idea for something, and then I'll lose the idea like probably an hour later because I've forgotten it. You've had those moments, I've had those a bunch. Anyway, but if somebody could answer that for me, that'd be great, because it'll help me remember, information about the characters. Like, I'll be able to know that, like, Lori is the oldest, Lincoln's the main character, Lucy's the goth, the dark girl, essentially the goth girl, essentially. I think Lily's the baby. If someone could correct me, that'd be great. Let's see. But anyway, Lincoln decides he's gonna try and teach Lenny to drive. I think it's Lenny. Anyway, yeah, he first tries to teach her by having her play a driving video game. She does decently at it before she attempts her test, but the bad thing is that apparently she attacked someone. She tried to redirect the test to the mall. What else? She did a bunch of stuff wrong and got the police involved. Yeah. It was kind of, I guess, a parody of Grand Theft Auto and something else, possibly. I don't know. Then again, I don't play Grand Theft Auto. It's the only thing I can think of when it comes to a violent driving game. Anyway, oh god, I'm tired. I'm sorry. Anyway, Lincoln tries a different approach. He tries to make like a makeshift, like, pretend car in the living room or something, like with a reef for a steering wheel and a bunch of other stuff for the different parts in the car, like the gear shift, the brake, the accelerator, stuff like that. And, well, he actually gets the rest of his family involved on getting that set up. Sadly, it doesn't go very well until Lincoln finally realizes that he's not speaking Lenny. You know, like, speaking the words that she uses for different objects, like blinky blink for the turn signal, like wearing white after Labor Day for the brake, I think. And that actually turns out really well, surprisingly. To where she uses a lot, because apparently she couldn't even drive a lawnmower before, and she actually uses the lawnmower using this to when she drives around, she mows the yard and has her name written in it. And Lori isn't too happy about that because she thinks that if Lenny knows how to drive and can drive everybody around, she's going to have to do things by herself. And she tries to sabotage Lenny by giving her, essentially putting a pair of headphones on her head while she sleeps and feeding her wrong information throughout the night, essentially. Which is not only very inappropriate, but very dangerous, considering one of the things she's had her say was, it's okay to drive on the wrong side of the road or something, or that we drive on the left side of the road or something, because that's very dangerous. That could get you in a car accident and get you killed. And Lori ends up confessing this to Lincoln, and yeah, Lincoln tells her exactly what I just said, that that's wrong, she could get hurt because of that, and that would be all your fault. And they race off to the DMV to try and stop her. They think they've stopped her. Nope. Thankfully, she's not hurt. Oh, another thing was to always comment on the drive instructor's weight or something. That was mean. Anyway, Lenny thinks that she's messed up again, that she's just not meant to drive, essentially. And Lori ends up confessing what she did and tries to cheer her up by letting her try and drive. And it turns out they end up driving into a pool, Lenny thinking that's the carpool lane. Yeah. And that's how that episode ends. Yeah, Lincoln did try some very creative ways of trying to get through to Lenny when it comes to driving, and the last one he tried really worked. Because using the technical names for the parts of the car was not helping with Lenny. So he had to try a different approach, and that was very smart. Anyway. Yeah, the next episode, No Guts, No Glory, that's about the parents going on date night and Lori being left in charge since she's the oldest. And Lori treats it like, I guess, like a power trip, where it goes to her head and she essentially makes them sit in their rooms until, like it's time for bed. Or not time for bed, time to eat, and then cleaning up after, which I can understand that part. And then making them sit and face the wall until they fall asleep. That's not cool. I can understand wanting to make sure that nobody gets in any mischief and then causing, property damage or whatever, but there's a difference between making sure that no one gets hurt and does anything stupid to, well, being like a dictator and being on a crazy power trip, like she was. There's essentially a balance when it comes to that sort of thing. There's a balance between being too strict and being too lenient. Lori was too strict, and Lincoln thinks he could do better, so he put himself in charge and didn't say no to anything, and that was too lenient. Because, yeah, a bunch of crazy stuff started happening. Food fights started happening, I think. Stuff getting knocked over, garbage everywhere. Crazy experiments going on. What else was happening? I don't remember the specifics, but I think Lily was climbing on the freaking top of the bookshelf, which, yes, they don't need to be having her do that because she could fall off and get hurt. Oh god, I'm tired. I really hope I get a good night's sleep tonight. Anyway, yeah, all kinds of chaos start erupting, and Lincoln tries to get a handle on it. Nope, not happening, because they aren't listening to him. And Lincoln realizes that he does need Lori to help him to get things back in order, because he was too lenient, she was too strict, there had to be a balance. And Lori decides to help him after a bit, and she ends up getting them to cooperate by saying, hey, Mom and Dad are going to be home in 10 minutes. And essentially that causes everybody to panic and start cleaning up. And it turns out they actually are going to be home in 10 minutes, because right after she says that, she gets a text from them, or not a text from them, a call from them. And yeah, they're going to be home in 10 minutes. So everybody's racing to clean up. And they actually do manage to get the house clean right before the parents walk in the house. And Lori and Lincoln end things off by playing video games. Which, like I said, in this episode there is supposed to be a balance when it comes to that sort of thing. That would have been fine if, I can't remember all the characters' names, the girl that's got, plays all the music, she could have played her music just not too loud. And the others could have been playing, just, obviously not too much that comes to property damage, and limit the science experiments to anything non-radioactive or involving anything living, because the octopus thing was a bit much. And obviously keep an eye on the baby, like designate a little area for her to play in, but don't let her roam freely because she could get hurt. Because, yeah, like I said, there's a limit when it comes to that sort of thing. You don't want to be on a power trip, because then they're not going to want you to babysit them anymore, and they're going to rebel, just like the others did. And if you're too lenient, something could go wrong, and somebody could get hurt, and you would be blamed for it. I can understand Lori wanting to keep them under the control, so that way they wouldn't happen, but she went a bit too overboard. On the other hand, Lincoln was too lenient, and somebody could have gotten seriously hurt. Like Lily, for example, where she was climbing on the freaking top of the bookshelf and almost fell off. And, let's see what else could have gotten hurt. Not necessarily getting hurt, but they could have essentially gone deaf from their sister playing that music that freaking loud. Anyway, let me think. Yeah, there is a definite balance when it comes to babysitting. You gotta be strict with them when it counts, but you can be lenient and be fun at times. But obviously not all the time, or be too strict all the time, or else it's gonna have a bad effect either way. Anyway, it was pretty good episodes. We got to see a little bit more on Lenny in the first part of the episode. And we didn't really get to see the parents, but obviously we'll get to see them at some point. Because this isn't like the Peanuts cartoons where the parents just go womp, 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 and you never see them. So obviously they are going to be shown at some point. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will try and get this up quick. Oh yeah, what the? I don't know where that came from. There's a little red mark on my face where there's like, I don't know what, a bump or something there? I don't know. Anyway, I will try and get this up soon, and I will see you all next time.